Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. So in this video we are talking about vintage lenses versus modern lenses and why you should use vintage lenses for a couple reasons. Coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul, I'm a German filmmaker and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Thank you. So in this video we are talking about vintage lenses and modern lenses. Here I have two 85mm prime lenses. This one here is from Canon. Normal Canon 1.8, and this one here is zeiss contax, 85mm with an aperture of 1.4. So specifically I want to talk about the zeiss contax lenses and also some other vintage lenses. So first of all, modern lenses. Why you should use modern lenses? Well, pretty easy. These ones are pretty convenient, I would say, because you normally have, when you're using like photo lenses, you have autofocus, and with cameras like the Sonys or the Canons, you can use the autofocus, and also some of these have optical stabilization. So it's very convenient to use these lenses on. When we're talking about the look, they look normally very clinical and they don't have too much like character or too much imperfections or something like that. So if you want to have a really clean, really sharp image, you should use modern lenses. Specifically the Sigma lenses are very sharp, very clinical, and if it's something that you really like, then I would highly suggest you using these kinds of lenses. But there's also many people that prefer vintage lenses. And why is that? Well, first of all, nowadays we are filming mostly with digital cameras. For example, the mirrorless cameras from Sony, Canon, whatsoever, they have a very digital look, and when we compare that to film has a very organic look, and therefore you can use vintage lenses on your modern cameras to give your camera that that vintage look back and also that organic look, and that's why vintage lenses come in handy. So now we're talking about a little bit about the look and the imperfections that I was talking about. So if we compare all these lenses side by side, we can clearly see that the modern lenses are sharper, are more contrasty also. And so first of all, the modern lenses are sharper, so the vintage lenses are a little bit more soft, I would say. And also chromatic aberrations is a topic here, because most of the older lenses will have chromatic aberrations, because back in the day they were still probably shooting black and white, so chromatic aberration wasn't an issue. But with the modern lenses, I would say it's much more controlled. Not perfectly by any means, also this lens here has chromatic aberrations, but generally speaking, modern lenses are a little bit better when it comes to that. Also, when we're talking about flaring, I think the flare is much more controlled on like the modern lenses versus vintage lenses. I personally like flaring, so therefore I also like filming with these lenses here. And also let's talk about the bokeh. That's actually how you should spell it, or not bokeh. Bokeh is the correct spelling for that, or pronunciation, whatever. So the bokeh or the bokeh is more rounded, more normal, I would say. On modern lenses looks very creamy, very nice. And here also we see some of these imperfections. For example, these zeiss contax lenses, they're kind of known because they have like this ninja blade out of focus. So also that looks really nice, for example. Or if we're talking about the Helios 44, which is also a very popular vintage lens, that bokeh of this lens looks out of this world. I mean, it looks crazy good. So therefore, my collection consists of the zeiss contax lenses. I have the 25, the 50, which I'm filming on right now, and the 85. I would have liked also to get a 35, but that wasn't available. And I also have the Helios 44, and also I have a Mir 37. So why I use all these lenses? So particularly what is great about the Zeiss contax lenses, they share the same optical elements as the very popular and very expensive Zeiss super speed cinema lenses. These ones were used on sets like for The Shining and something like that. And if you want to get a lens like this today, you probably will pay around 50,000 grand. So therefore, these lenses here, the photo versions of that, use the same optical elements and the same coatings, just the housing is different. But you get them for much cheaper actually. So what you need to know about vintage lenses is that they, of course, all of that here is manual, so you don't get any control of your iris. In camera you do that on the lens as well, so here you can change the iris very easily. And yeah, that's one for focusing. And what you need to consider when you look for vintage lenses is that they are in good condition. Here this one is also converted to EF mount because normally EF was not present that day, so therefore you either do it yourself or you buy it like I did from someone who already did it for you. Also you can buy it without it in your engines and just give it to a shop. There are plenty out of them that does that. So, and also you should look inside the glass if this is in good condition. So meaning there shouldn't be no moisture inside, no scratches on the surfaces. Yeah, and basically no moisture, there shouldn't be anything wet inside or something like that. So therefore look out of the quality of the glass here. Yeah, and these ones are really great because this is more like an investment, because over time they probably will increase in value. Also very popular are the Leica R lenses, these one as well, on par with the Zeiss contax lenses. So therefore it's a great investment, I would say, as a filmmaker, because yeah, they have a specific look and many people like that. And yeah, I will try to integrate them in my next shootings as much as I can. And if you have any further questions, just drop them down in the comments below, and I'm gonna see you in my very next video. Cheers!